Why do you think, I know there's probably a bunch of factors, but what was the main factor why you think you could not make it to the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this at different times, but I mean, I tell people this in business. So people will say, and this is kind of a long answer or a long story, but people will say, can I be you? Or I want to be you someday. And I tell them, I'm like, you can't. And they're like, what do you mean you can't? I'm like, you won't make the sacrifices I made. You won't do the things that I did. Like, well, what do you mean? I said, for 20 years, I start at 5 a.m. and I end at 11 p.m. Do that, not for a day, not for a week, not for 2 weeks, not for 2 months, not for 2 years, but for 2 decades. And people don't want to put in that kind of work ethic or that kind of sacrifice. And that's in my professional, like, business career. And so the reason that I really didn't make the NFL or some of those things, I tell people, is because I wasn't coachable. And so, I sat down across from NFL scouts as an All-American in college. I was a 4.0 student. I was the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference male student athlete of the year, right? So academically, pretty intelligent guy, if you will. And then have scouts sit across from me and say, you're not going to get to the NFL because you're not coachable enough. Mm-hmm. And that was pretty rough, right? So there's a dream that you have, and it wasn't wrong. So I still had some issues around temper and mannerisms and how I professionally would handle myself in meeting rooms or on the field from time to time. And that shows up, right? It shows up on video. Coaches notice. Coaches talk to scouts. And so to hear that, so when I got in my business career, I said, I will never be the guy that's not coachable. I will do whatever you ask me to do, provided you don't ask me to lie, cheat, or steal, right? An unlawful order, if you will. Other than that, whatever my bosses told me to do, I would question if I needed clarity to go execute what was being asked of me, but I would never challenge. I would never push back again because of how it inhibited my dream, right? Of being in the, playing in the NFL someday. And so that was rough. So that was a hard lesson to learn, but one that was worth, obviously, happened for a reason. And I've kind of lived my life that way. And I've tried to teach that lesson to as many people that I can, just be coachable.
This bitter taste of failure is also crucial for anybody who is successful, right? Do you see it that way as well? Because you probably don't want to say it was a failure because you achieved so much.
No, I mean, it was a failure in the sense of I didn't get ultimately
very important
to where I was trying to go. So I failed in that endeavor. I mean, my goal, I used to say, was to play professional football or get paid to play football.
Yeah.
I achieved that. Did I get paid by the NFL? Did I make it? No, I did not. So ultimately, I failed my ultimate goal in that way. So that was certainly, shaping me then. But I do agree that, I think adversity and challenges and really, it's not about the adversity or challenge. It's how you respond to that. And it's what is, again, your mindset and how do you, persevere when others can't or won't.